Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Pocomoke City Mayor and Council meeting. Today is Monday, February the 2nd, 2026. It is 6:30 p.m. Would you please stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Might we bow our heads in prayer? Father God, we want to come to you tonight, God, first and foremost to say thank you, God. We want to thank you for allowing us to brave these cold winter conditions, God. We want to thank you that we haven't necessarily heard bad news about anybody freezing to death or anything like that, Lord. We want to thank you for your loving arms that you have wrapped around this city, God. Now in this meeting tonight, God, I'm asking you to allow it to be productive. God, let ideas spring up, God, and let us follow through with them. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Closed session summary, January 20th, 2026. Following a motion by Councilman Holland and a second by Councilwoman Downing, the council voted to meet in closed session at 7:43 p.m. in the council chambers. Present were Mayor Knock, Councilman Holland, Councilman Marshall, Councilwoman Tall, Councilwoman Downing, Councilwoman Cotman. The mayor and council discussed items that are covered under General Provision Article 3-305B8 to consult with staff, constellations, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation. Thank you. Council, have you had time to review the meeting minutes from 1/20/2026 open session? Is there any discussion? I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
The motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye. Aye. Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved. Thank you. Moving forward to the closed session minutes on 1/20/2026. Council, is there any discussion? I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes from the closed session.
Second.
The motion has been made and properly seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved. Thank you. Moving forward to item number 3, approval of the bill list. Council, is there any discussion tonight?
I'd like to note on the record that our current process of requiring the council's approval of bills is inefficient, as is evident from the complaints we've received from vendors stemming from delayed payments once services have been rendered. I do believe that it is the mayor and council's responsibility to ensure that funds are handled properly, but we should do so by putting qualified people and processes in place, which I believe we have done. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Mrs. Matthews, but we have a third-party entity that conducts an annual financial audit on an annual basis.
Could you speak into your microphone, please?
Please correct me if I'm wrong, Mrs. Matthews, but we have a third-party entity that conducts a financial audit on an annual basis.
That is correct.
I believe the city is a corporation, and we should act as such and improve these inefficiencies.
So I think that, just as I said in a past meeting, we need to be having more work sessions, and we do need to be receiving financial snapshots of where we're at. I'm not going to say that the process we have now is broken, but what I will acknowledge is that the process we have now has been a process for a very long time. I'm not saying that we get rid of the process at all. We just need to look at new ways for things to be integrated and incorporated into it. I'm not sure if there is a system that the city has that can necessarily keep track of it and continue to provide us. This is just really a checks and balances. And I just don't think it needs to go away. I do think that we can fix it, but I don't think it needs to go away completely. Is there any other discussion?
I agree with Councilman Common. I've said previously, I think last meeting that we need to address the bills list so that all bills are passed to the council and I agree with the mayor that a snapshot of financial, and I know City Manager Matthews has said that there's ways to help fix this and make it more transparent, and I'm all for that. So whatever needs to be done, I'm here to do it.
Agreed.
We will end discussion. Is there a motion to approve or deny?
I make a motion to approve the bills list.
Second.
The motion has been made and properly seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved. Thank you. Moving forward to item number 4, special Fourth Friday permits.
Good evening. I am here on behalf of the Downtown Pocomoke Association to request their annual beer and wine license for the Fourth Friday Street Festivals. They run April through September from 5 to 8 p.m., so it's just 6 events out of the year. Any questions?
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, has there been any relaxation of the to-go policy? I heard some scuttle about that today.
So we, actually, myself, Melanie from the county, and Ivy Wells from Berlin, we went to the county commissioner meeting, and they voted unanimously to move forward with the tax program, which is to-go alcohol sales in public spaces. And now they're sending it to the liquor board for approval. But as far as I know, it's in the in-between process right now.
How about food trucks? I know that a year ago, a little over a year ago, Commissioner Abbott was talking to us about the opportunity for relaxation of some of the rules in food trucks. Has there been any movement on that?
There has. It's still, I would still say Worcester is the most difficult county.
Why is there so much red tape?
Because of Ocean City.
Oh, duh.
They
I'm
want to
sorry.
drive you to the brick and
Things have
mortar.
gotten better. We already have 2 food trucks registered for the Spring Festival.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know exactly what the changes were, but they were minor, but I still think they were helpful to the vendor.
Okay. Any changes to the downtown festival at all while we got you up here? Any, anything exciting, anything new that's coming to these Friday festivals?
For Fourth Friday?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. The Downtown Pocomoke Association does not have a director as of now, because we have a vacancy in an events coordinator position. So I serve as their treasurer, but they are having monthly meetings now to talk more about it and take more responsibility as members of the downtown.
Honestly, I would like to see the DPA really build this out themselves. I don't believe that, I saw the work that you did for years, right? And I believe that they have the ability to do the same thing. I know that we would like to see a lot more events happening around the city, not just in the downtown. So I hope that they can really build it out themselves and not rely. I'm not saying that the city doesn't work with them. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that at all. But I want to see them in charge of this, because I remember when you were in the position, a lot of the work fell on your shoulders. And I often felt like it wasn't fair to you that you had to plan. I mean, sometimes I even saw you picking up trash, after the event was over. So I really hope the DPA can really come together and build it out themselves.
I really think they will. The last meeting we had a couple weeks ago was really good. We have new officers in place, and everyone seems excited to put more work into it.
Good.
All right.
I'll make a motion, we approve the alcohol permits for the Fourth Fridays as listed.
I second.
The motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving forward to item number 5, Crime Statistics Report and Police Department Report. Chief Hancock.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm going to try to get through this quickly. I know it's cold outside, everybody wants to go home, regular with believe me. Pocomoke City Police Department serves a total of 3.9 square miles and has a diverse population approximately 4,300 people. The income and education, Pocomoke City, the median household income ranges from $44,000 to about $46,000. North in the county ranges from $82,000 to $86,000. Per capita, our income is lower of that than the state and national averages. Our education here, about 18% of our adults have bachelor's or college degrees, where a lot of other places throughout the county have seen 40% and more. I'm going to get to where I'm going with this in a second, so please be patient with me. Pocomoke City Police Department records approximately 25,000 calls for service a year. This breaks down to 68 calls for service daily, averaging 34 calls per shift. Now, this includes officer-initiated incidents, such as patrol checks, foot patrols, business checks, traffic stops, etc. And the average officer response time is 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Pocomoke City has an average to slightly higher crime rate than that of the national average, with recent data showing an overall rate of around 56 incidents per 1,000 people, and broken down into significant violent crimes, around 34 incidents per 1,000 people, and property crimes, around 22 incidents per 1,000 people. These are national statistics. Pocomoke City overall crime rate is 56.04. So it's 0.04 higher than the national average. I'll take 0.04. I'm okay with that. Violent crime rates. National average is 34 incidents per 1,000 people. Our violent crime rates is 34.28. I'll take 0.28, slightly above. And our property crime rate is 21.77, which is slightly lower than that of the national average of 22 incidents per 1,000 people. Violent crime, the violent crime published as a part of crime in the United States comprised of murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, and offenses of violent crimes. I started as the acting or interim police chief in May of 2021 and was appointed in that position permanently in August of 2021. So we're just shy of 5 years, and I had some statistics that I thought was important to share with you and the public. I'm going to knock on wood before I read these numbers out, because as I'm standing here, it could change tonight. In the past 5 years, I'm the second police chief that you've had in over 3 decades. There has not been a homicide in the past 5 years. Rape in 5 years, 2. Sexual assaults, 3. Robberies, 6. 2 armed robberies. Aggravated assaults, 47, and I'll explain that in a minute. That's out of a 5-year span. Stabbing, 3. Total assaults, 103, 56 of which were common assaults. What we got plagued with in the past year and a half was our shots fired incidents. We had shots fired in the course of 5 years, 33 that were founded. 5 years. Shots fired that was unfounded in the course just slightly under 5 years was 61. 4 actual people have been hit by gunfire in almost 5 years. In the past 71 days, we've had 0 calls for shots fired. I think that contributes to the work that the men and women in the police department and surrounding agencies have done, and the proactive measures that we took to get the shot detector system in and to add more cameras. We've seen a 69% decrease overall since the shot detector was installed and completed in October of 25. A total of 26 more citywide camera views were installed in 25, plus 4 live LPRs, which has really been an asset to us. I want to talk real briefly, and then I'll be out of your hair, about the accomplishments that not I've had personally, but the police department has had. And I want to thank you, the mayor and council, and the city manager, because Without any of you guys, these accomplishments wouldn't have been possible. I started off in 2021 with 5 officers to include myself. We currently have 15. In almost 5 years, I've hired 12 people. 10 are still here, so that's an 83% retention rate. We had 0 K-9 units in 2021 when I first started, and currently have 2. We certified as an officer as our first ever drug recognition expert. Never been done in the history of the department. We have our own detective that is currently assigned to CBI. Our vehicles were more than 17 years old in terrible condition. All vehicles have been updated with me driving the oldest one that is 4 years old. All portable and vehicle radios have been replaced. We've had a new live scan fingerprint machine over $30,000. That's been updated. All new uniforms and equipment, all new radars, LiDAR. We've got our starting pay increased by $15,000. We still got more work to do there, but it's a start. We've got all new office computers, new laptops. We have 3 bilingual officers. This is the first time ever we've had that. All new firearms. We've implemented our own LEMAC program, which is a term for medical training for the officers in-house. First time ever. All new body cameras, new tasers, new GPX, new bubble wraps, lethal devices. First time ever. We have a daily shift standard and roll call information that is shared throughout the department and with our state's attorney's office twice every day. We've recuperated more than $30,000 in surplus funds in the past 8 months. We exceed the minimum hours set forth by the Maryland Training Commission of 18 hours annually. Most of our officers had 50 hours of training or more annually. We purchased 2 CVSA units, which is computer voice stress analysis. It's the newer technology of a polygraph. We purchased 1 unit and we certified 2 operators. First time ever in our department we've had that. We've tried to hold a couple crime watch meetings. It hasn't went very good as far as participation, but we won't let that stop us. We'll just keep on keeping on and keep trying. We've implemented special force enforcement details with joint agencies. We've done a food and toy drive and giveaways. We're working on implementing a municipal parking infraction. Working on implementing a cadet program. We've revamped all of our written directives. We currently have the Lexipol written directive system, first time ever. I'm hands-on with the annual budget and expenses paid. I'm on pretty much every line item, I think it's fair to say. I have a hands-on daily interaction with everyone there. And last but not least, we're working on and creating a new web page and a PD app that should be completed within the next 3 weeks. I've done some looking that overall my staff uses a minimal amount of sick leave. This is an example of employees being happy in their workplace. Employees that believe in and trust leadership are always willing to go the extra mile and tend to use minimum amounts of sick leave. I share all this with you fine folks because for the past 2.5 to 3 years, I've had to sit quietly while somebody constantly goes on social media and has something to say about me or that department, and they're in elected positions. And it's wrong, and you owe me and the men and women of that department an apology. These are facts right here. And we don't deviate from them. Every number I got came from a UCR report that is submitted monthly by Kelly, and it's generated by the computer. I have no involvement with it on any level. But when people constantly take a shot at us about, oh, the crime is terrible in Pocomoke, they need to know what they're talking about before they say stuff like that, and it's insulting to me and the men and women of that department. I feel like for the past 5 years, or past 3 years at times, every time time somebody's wanted a pound of flesh, I'm the first one that they come after. Well, I'm not gonna be anybody's pound of flesh anymore. And I'm gonna stand up for the right thing and for the department when it needs to be. With that being said, I apologize for getting emotionally involved, but if anyone has any questions.
I do. This Raven system that we installed was expensive. Can you give me any insight or any example of an event that it had immediately led to a stop or an arrest or something serious like that?
Absolutely. Just 2 weeks ago, we had an alert for a stolen vehicle. Matter of fact, it came to my cell phone about 6 times the night before. That morning when I got to work, it came 2 more times that it was over, the vehicle was over by Lynn Drive.
So it showed the vehicle in time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We had 4 of them set up throughout town, and whenever a vehicle goes through there that's stolen, that has a tag pickup order or anything of that nature, it will alert our system. It'll also alert on an active protective order, a warrant, or anything of that nature. So, getting back to what I was saying, it was on a Sunday. That Monday when I came in, my phone pinged 2 more times for the stolen vehicle. So I told one of the lieutenants, I said, I'm not going to rest this morning until we find this vehicle. So I went out for 2 hours, couldn't find it. So I'm headed south on Market Street back to the PD, and my phone goes off again that it was on Cedar Street. It had just passed where the school was. I went up 10th Street and I met the vehicle head on, notified the officers that were working, and the sheriff's department, who did a great job, was right at part of the hall when I called it out. And as the vehicle came, turned on 10th Street and turned right onto Market Street, the sheriff's deputies was right there, did a phenomenal job, stopped the vehicle, arrested the suspect, and got the vehicle back to the rightful owner. The vehicle was reported stolen out of Salisbury, so it was a really good.
So Chief, quick question. I saw on the news on the internet last weekend that the state of Maryland was going to start issuing fines to people who had Virginia license plates, but they were living in the state of Maryland. Is that how, I was wondering how they were going to determine.
Yeah, so of course, that's been a hot topic for a while, and how the Maryland Transportation article reads is that if you reside in Maryland and you're here for longer than 30 days, you have to have Maryland registration. It can get to be a gray area because if someone is here in Pocomoke, and you're here for more than 30 days, and a citizen calls it in, now we've got to find out, does that person actually live there? Do they reside in Virginia? Are they visiting a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a family member? So it's got a lot of gray areas to it, but it's something that needs to be enforced because I understand the state of Maryland's losing a lot of revenue on account of that.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to move those around?
I would say I could. Now they're mounted stationary to a pole, but they're all solar powered. So there's nothing that's hardwired or nothing like that. If they got stale where they're at,
That's what my thing is. If people
I
find
would
out.
venture to say that FDOT could move those around. Councilman Marshall, you had said that it's, an expensive, which it is. It's about $27,000 a year. Now that's for the entire package. And with Brandy's help, we were able to fund it last year to where it didn't cost us anything outside of our budget, and we were able to, I think, use our SAP funds for the most part. So far, it's proven to definitely be an asset to us, and we've got another 7 months left on this billing cycle right here. We're paid up until September, and now September, if we wanted to renew it, we would have to pay again for a year.
Sounds like it's worth it.
In my opinion, absolutely, sir.
And Chief, I just want to say that I believe that you're working hard. Robert Denhart would have said that you have value-based leadership. And value-based leadership goes a long way when your officers feel like they're a part of the processes and decisions. So I tip my hat to you. Myself, Scott, and Miss Diane were here when we were down to 5 officers. And we definitely watched you build the Pocomoke Police Department back up. I can't take credit for it. I'm sure they don't want to take credit for it either. We watched you in action.
I appreciate that, Mayor, but I was only a spoke in the wheel. Without the city government that was supportive, a city manager that was supportive, and good command staff, it would all never work out.
I think you said there was 33 shots fired confirmed in the last 5 years, and 60 some total. Are they coming from the shot finders or whatever they're called?
No, so you figure we've had that up and running since October.
Okay.
Okay. So what I did was went back through our reporting system for a 5-year period to see how many shots fired calls we had during that 5-year period. And unfounded shots fired in almost a 5-year period was 61. So that could have been a firework.
Yeah.
Heck, we've even had
A car backfire or whatever.
Yeah, actual founded incidents,
30.
which it was 33, and to aggravated assault 47, I contribute 33 of that 47 to shots fired incidents, because when you have an incident that you determine that a crime occurred there, and it's reckless endangerment, of course, first degree assault is anything involving a weapon, so sure, it would be considered
The other thing is, you mentioned we didn't have any K-9 units on our patrol when you took office, and I don't know if Todd and Ms. Diane remember discussions we had with the previous chief about the dogs and
the
the costs and all that. When I was going through the bills list that our city manager provided us, I know you and me had a discussion about a vet bill, and can you explain, because I didn't know this at the time, can you explain that to the council now about how it's going to cost because of the way that the city of Pocomoke doesn't own the K-9s now?
I think many of you probably know who I'm referring to, but I've had a wonderful mentor in the past 5 years. He has a retirement get-together this coming Saturday, and I learned from him the importance of the K-9s in doing a lease program. So what a lease program is that K-9 handler owns that dog. That dog does not belong to the city of Pocomoke. We are responsible for the training, the grooming of the dog, any medical care, and the food. And of course, we have offset costs for the handler for K-9 maintenance daily. But I can't remember, Andrew, I don't know if you know it off the top of your head, but I can't remember the Senate bill that was passed, I want to say back in 22, and what it did was any municipal or state or county government owned K-9. Once that K-9 was retired, that agency had to keep basically medical care on the dog.
Right, we remember that.
The rest of its life. By having this lease program, we don't own the dog, the handler owns the dog. So if they were to move on to another agency, yeah, I lose a dog, but if the dog gets medically retired, then the city has no financial obligation for years and years to come.
And the other thing I want to touch on is, I just want to say the same thing the mayor said about your support and what you've done for this town. And I know I've talked about it several times, so I don't want to go on into it, but you mentioned that we had a bunch of shots being fired, I don't know, a couple months ago, or whatever was going on. And I think that's when a lot of people started getting concerned, and recently we haven't had it. And I know I spoke about the process of what you guys have to go through, and that's the holdup. That's the biggest holdup, in my opinion. Is like I've always said, it's not the police department or the work that you guys are doing. It's just the process of what you have to go to. But in the last several weeks, we had the 1 week where there were several warrants being issued and arrests being made, and since all that has taken place, it seems like it has calmed down a lot, and that goes to the work that you guys know who's doing it, knows what's going on. It's just a matter of dotting all your i's and crossing your t's to make sure you do, gotta make sure everything's done before you can really make an impact. So that speaks volume to the work that you guys do.
I owe a big thanks to Maryland State Police, the Worcester Sheriff's Office, the CBI unit, the joint partnership that we've had in resolving things has been great. Also, this last incident, I can't say enough good things about the Fruitland Police Department and Chief Plunker, because they were absolutely phenomenal to work with and did a phenomenal job. When I was talking about the income and the education here, I don't want to give the wrong perception. When you deal with poverty level things, minimum wage, people's jobs not being financially stable or their income is not there, we're at the south end of the county. The fact is we're going to see different crimes than the north of the county is. It just is. I'm not saying that only poor people commit crimes. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that it's more prone to it in those areas when it's real life. People are struggling day to day. They don't have the means to buy the necessities in life, so they take other methods. I don't agree with it, but that's just the reality to it.
And, I'm even going to venture to say that, we talk about our kids needing something to do a lot. And, some people have shot it down, but it was definitely easier when we were growing up because we had things to do. And so I really hope that moving forward, we can really look into expanding what we're introducing the kids in Pocomoke to. Because if we only allowed them to see the fast life and the fast money, they're going to think that that's how they're supposed to live. So it's a culture thing. We have to shift the culture. And just for your notes, it was Senate Bill 156 in 2021.
Senate Bill 156, that's what it was, yep. I couldn't remember that one. I would also just plead with everyone, if you ever have an opportunity to get involved with some of the Senate and House bills that are being proposed, there's a lot of things that could be very, very detrimental to us in this area and throughout the state as a whole. But if we don't try to stand up for things, then we're never going to get anything changed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving forward to item number 6, comments from the audience. If you have a comment tonight, please come forward, state the name of your street, and you may speak.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Want to real quick ask a quick question, and I got 2 comments to make real quick, make it quick. I pull the mic. Just don't let me reverberate on it, okay? Good evening, everybody. Real quick, glad to hear the crime stats. I do want to share real quick, we do have a significant issue, because there's a division for Pocomoke. Pocomoke inside data stats does show we basically have orange to red, and I don't know if you're familiar with the data statistics website, but it's not favorable for Pocomoke. And we are the 2nd highest in the state of Maryland for crime for the cities, the towns. An addendum to that, I came before this, I believe, City Hall about 2 years ago, because we had probably 2 of the shots, but we had shots fired out our way. It has, since the traffic at the house next door has slowed tremendously. That tells me city's doing what city needs to do, police department's doing what they need to do, and it's greatly appreciated. We have some still traffic going on at 1 o'clock in the morning. Want to make you guys aware of that. So there's still somebody coming Zoom to YouTube channel during the town meetings. When I watched last time, the chat was disabled. So is there any way for the city, for y'all to consider turning that back on so that folks can make comments and ask questions like we do here? Because if not, then only the folks who come out, and we're kind of limited tonight, only the folks who come out can ask a question or make a comment. So if I could make that suggestion.
Thank you.
Okay, that's been turned off. I know I think they used Zoom before, I think, and they had us register, and then we could actually ask a question or submit a question to be considered. You have a question?
No, I'm just, so
Okay.
we don't control that.
No.
Yeah,
It's turned off, it's disabled, so I don't know if there's a way to turn it back on so everybody can participate or ask questions if they need to. I just would recommend considering it. Last but not least, NRA. There are several bills coming up this week. Not against in any way the delayed getting registered. That's, I think, a smart thing to do. There's some others that are doing away with ammunition that we really need to, I just wanted to share, I was in talks today with Andrew Brown from Maryland's chapter, I believe. I just want to pass this on if I can. It's alerts. I've got 2 copies. The black one has started to run out on me. One for you and one for councilperson. I think they're important to at least make folks know about this, because there's some that are going to start limiting guns, limiting firearms. I think some are smart, I think some are going to cause some problems. So I just wanted to share that real quick, because I know there's NRA Day coming up. Else,
Yes, it is. I will be there slicing roast beef.
cool. Very, very good. And I know Arthur Shooting is going to be having their annual barbecue, and they're going to have some representatives there about this too. Just wanted to bring that up. Thank you. very
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
Thank you.
One last question I almost forgot to ask. Did you get all your questions answered regarding this particular bill? I know you had withheld voting last time because you wanted to make sure some things were in place, you felt more comfortable. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I received everything have been asking for. The only things with the bills list still is like we talked about tonight, there's ways that it needs to be improved, and it seems like everybody's on agreement in improving the process moving forward.
Is the budget for this fiscal year on the website?
For 26 is.
Awesome. I know that was a question before. Thank you very much. Everybody have a pleasant evening, stay warm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving forward, any more comments? Moving forward to comments from the city manager.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry about that.
Good Lord.
Just to go over a few items. Just a reminder, February the 6th is the last day to register for District 1 or District 2 election. Also, reminder that there will be a work session on this Wednesday at 6:30. And then I just wanted to go over a couple of things. The update, I know a lot of people are trying to find out when the Market Street is going to be repaid from the SIP project. Due to the weather and the cold weather, it is on pause. Have a meeting at 10 Thursday to go over when the next scheduled time they could possibly do the paving. I'm hoping they can do it sometime later in February when it warms up, but right now, with the weather being so cold, they are not able to do so. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just say it got above freezing tomorrow,
Yeah.
maybe today. For
It did today.
an hour or two.
I was on the boat.
Not enough time to pave it, I would say, but yeah.
And even based off of the repaving, it's not gonna be done in one day. If I'm not mistaken, when I sent the email, it's gonna be like 15, it's gonna take about 15 days to complete the patchwork and the paving for those areas from 4th Street back to Front Street. So that's also gonna determine whether or not, how long it's gonna take, weather permitting, when they can actually finish that part of the project. Also, we were finally approved as a participant in the Sustainable Maryland program.
Awesome.
So that allows us to apply for grants, anything like green energy, community activities. And I am stressing to any resident that would like to join to help with that committee, greatly appreciate it. Please contact me. Let us know if you would like to participate into that program as well. And job postings, the events and engagement coordinator and grant writer positions were both posted. And as of tonight, we have 7 applicants for the engagement and events coordinator.
I had somebody reach out to me about the events coordinator position. I just want to double check. It's going to be a part-time position or?
So that's really a discussion for you guys.
Okay.
Whether or not, that was one of my comments.
Okay.
We need to figure out if we need to do this as part-time, whether we want this to be a full-time position.
That's what, and I just told him it was part-time, so I assumed it was to be part-time, but I would ask.
Can we do?
Go ahead.
I don't want to step out on a limb,
Lynn.
but one of the things that I feel like I constantly said was that when Carol was in the position, that she needed help. So we may need to look into one full-time or one part-time or something like that, because this takes up a lot of time after hours, and I'm not a proponent for anybody working after hours and working at home. I'm just not. When I'm off, I leave work at 5 o'clock every day. I'm not staying. Yeah.
So like I said, that's really discussion of where do we want to go? What do we want it to look like? What do we want our events for not just Downtown Pocomoke Association, but also for the city as a whole? What is it that we're looking for, and how do we want to move forward going forward? Go ahead.
I think it needs to be a full-time position, because not only would I like to see this position handle and take some of the responsibilities to assist Kara on the events and the like, but also to handle the social media, handle the press releases, handle, all the information that we're pushing out of here. And we can do a better job of that. Right now, we've got people wearing a lot of different hats, and I think the flow of information is probably, is not as consistent as we all would like it to be.
And we only have one public information officer here, and that's Melinda. But what happens when Melinda's out?
It's just a lot on Melinda. It's a lot on one person.
Yeah.
And, this position could certainly support Melinda, support her, Kara, and support the city as well. I think it's, as far as events go, we have events that we have now. The Riverfest thing is something that we need to re-engage with. I think it's a great idea. It was unfortunate we weren't able to pull it together for this year, but I think down the road, once we get the dock fixed and once we get our things fixed, things like that, this person could be in charge of, and other fundraising opportunities as well. I see it as a full-time job. I see it as a necessary job, and I see it as one that will definitely benefit the city.
I think that's all I have for
I
you.
have a
Go
question
ahead.
for you.
Yes.
You know what I'm going to ask you. If I saw my neighbor today, and
Sidewalks.
we want to talk about the sidewalk repair that when we put in the water meters that we damaged some sidewalks.
Sidewalks.
We did that.
Yes.
When are we going to fix that?
When the weather warms up. Even though we can do concrete at any time, it's not a great idea to do concrete work while it is cold. It's not going to set well at all.
But we have had contractors out there.
Yes.
We have.
And there are still, those areas are still marked orange. If I'm not mistaken, that's the colors that's marked orange. But that's, in my opinion, and with it being this cold, it's gonna crack if they try to do it now.
So we're gonna have this done by April 1st, right?
Long as weather permitting,
Look at me.
weather permitting.
It'll be nice for the rest of the week.
Week.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Randy, I just have one question. I know some emails have been sent about the barn down at the fairgrounds. Have we gotten any further on that, or?
So I actually contacted them today, and it's gonna take about a week. I asked about scheduling. We just need to let the outside people come in and actually clean it. Once that's done, then we can, as a city, then we can control it again. But right now, it needs a serious deep clean. It needs a deep clean, because there is something specific that can be put, chemicals that can be put up that's not hazardous to the horses, that it will stop the accumulation of spider webs. So that's the cobwebs is really the,
You can coat the wood with some kind of treated material that keeps dust from building up so easily.
Yep. And the owners actually said as long as they have the materials, I just think that it's just too big of a job for them to do right now. But if they have the necessary supplies, really they should be cleaning at least their portion of the stalls, if nothing else.
And I think your recommendation to having somebody out there kind of hitting that more hands-on would be a good idea. Once we get back to a manageable place.
Got something else, CO?
Don't get them going.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving forward to comments from the city council members. Councilman Holland.
I would just like to, the one thing I would like to say is to Dr. Lynn Duffy, she asked about the comments on the YouTube page. I know when we first started streaming, it's been a couple years ago, I think we started on Facebook, then from Facebook we moved to Zoom or something, from Zoom we went to YouTube and all that kind of stuff. We're not in control of the comments like the mayor said, but I remember the first couple meetings, we took comments from online questions as well when we first started, so maybe that's something we can consider moving forward again or not. It's up to the body, of course, but I know that that's something we did, and I always think more public opinion, the better, good or bad, whatever it comes. I'd rather hear it than not hear it.
Councilman Marshall.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to on the 13th day of this month, which is Friday the 13th. I'll be in Annapolis attending a tourism conference there with other tourism directors from across the state. Looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll be able to learn some info, learn some stuff, be able to drive some tourism back here to Pocomoke. Secondly, I want to, something we've been kicking around for a while. One of the things that I want to do is I want to have a Veterans Memorial down there by the flag on the river. I've spoken to several folks in town, several different commissions and this and that and the others, and everybody seems to have a reason why we can't do it. Well, I think we can, and I am going to do it. And this is going to be the first thing the Economic Development Committee is going to tackle. We'll be meeting next week. We will have a discussion on how we're going to tackle that. Fairly easy to gather those names from veterans.com or the Veterans website of those folks who have served from the 21851. And I think they need representation down there by that flag. And I look forward to being able, as a city and this body, being able to provide that for them. And I am going to do that.
Councilmember Turner.
The mic is hot. Good evening, everybody. I just want to say there will be a Black History program created by the Sturgis Women's Schoolhouse on the 20th, hosted by myself at the Pocomoke Public Library. All are welcome. So it's open mic. You sing, if you do poetry, if you can't, even if you can't, just come out and support the town. One thing I wanted to talk to you about, Chief, was your coffee experiment. I would like to maybe get together and maybe we can plan something together, because we both have trouble getting the community to come to our events. Maybe we can do something in tandem, some coffee and poetry, coffee and talk session, something like that. If that sounds good to you, I'm willing to work with you on that. All right, that's all from me.
Councilwoman Downey.
No, just thank everybody for coming out. Stay warm.
Councilman Cotton.
Thank you all for being here tonight. We appreciate you. And I also want to thank Chief Hancock for taking the time to come and present that report. I think our residents will find it really informative. Your continuous effort is greatly appreciated. Happy Black History Month.
Thank you. Really quickly, oh, I'm sorry, moving to comments from the mayor. Really quickly, the first thing I want to say is if anybody knows of bills that we need to be looking out for, please let us know. We don't have the infrastructure right now to bill watch. So a lot of things are passed that we know absolutely nothing about. On February 12th, it'll be the first hearing for House Bill 239. And I'm going on the record unequivocally saying I'm completely against House Bill 239. So House Bill 239 would prohibit local governments from adapting or enforcing many traditional zoning regulations. So basically, the state is literally trying to strip municipalities of their power and tell us what we can and can't have in our cities. We have, in our code, there is a minimum lot size that we have in Pocomoke City. Well, guess what? That bill is designed to tell us that we can't tell somebody the lot is too small for a house. It also will not let us tell people how far back their house has to be from the property line. It has lot coverage limits. It also takes us out of the process of design and architectural elements. So basically, the whole talk that we had about mobile homes going on properties, and y'all remember it was just about a year ago, they're basically telling us, oh, you can't tell people you can't put a mobile home on Market Street. There's a lot of exclusion that's in it, and it limits subdividing lots. That doesn't work for us. If this bill passes, we will literally have to come to the table and redo our whole entire code. We don't have the bandwidth to do it. It's not fair. The state, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm just not happy about it, and I hope that our citizens will come together and they will write letters against this bill, and if people want to testify against it, please let me know. I can put them in communication with the proper people. I'm not happy about this at all. I feel like this direction is a step back for municipalities and local jurisdictions, and it's not right. I had a great time at the Fireman's Bank.
Can I ask you a quick question about that, sir? My understanding is it enforces a 10-foot setback from the front. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the front yard.
Yep.
And I'm sure others in town too. Okay, everybody's front yards.
And when we think about it, it's not really going to hurt places like Baltimore City, right? They've got row houses. It's going to hurt small towns like Pocomoke.
Your family homes.
And I just feel like we're never included in these decisions, discussions. We are an afterthought, and it really upsets me. We worked hard, all 6 of us sitting up here, just to restore our Planning and Zoning Commission, only for me to get online and see this bill. We have been struggling, trying to figure out resources, going and getting GMB to basically run our planning and zoning department for us so we don't have to come to a halt. And now the state is doing this. It is despicable. It is disgusting. I had a great time at the Fireman's Banquet. And I'm glad to have went. Something else that I want to touch on, and I wasn't going to say this, but I'm on a roll now, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm also disgusted about the green energy push in this state. I live in a house that was built in the year of 1900. Do you think that I can afford to put solar panels on my house? There are people who live in this town, who live in old houses. We're struggling to pay our utility bills. Again, I don't live in Montgomery County. I don't live in Prince George's County. I live here in Pocomoke. and enough is enough. Our state legislator needs to get on the ball and think about all of the citizens of this state and not people that live in one demographic or one general area. If they want to pass legislation to stop this predatory spending for electricity. I'm just asking for our state legislature, and I'm sure I'll get feedback from it, but I'm just asking for our state legislature to do a lot better and think about small towns and rural areas in this state, because we're not all big cities. That's all from me tonight.
Well spoken.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
The motion has been made and properly seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye. Aye. Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.